Welcome to WagerTalk TV, sponsored by WagerTalk.com. Get 70% off a welcome bonus up to $1,000 using promo code WT70 when signing up. Guys, I am Kelly Stewart, joined today by Marco D'Angelo and Brian Leonard. We're going to talk about a game that I can't quite get a grip on here, so I'm going to need your guys' help. Clemson laying 12.5 at Texas A&M. Clemson's arguably one of the best teams in the country. And you have new head coach, or not new head coach, but new head coach at Texas A&M, Jimbo Fisher. You know, we talk a lot about home field advantages. I've been to College Station. That place gets rocking. But 12.5 seems very fishy to me. Marco, your thoughts on this one?
Well, you're getting it because, first of all, you know, there's a lot of hype with Jimbo Fisher going down there. His first game, he rolls up the score on a little sister of the poor type team. And, you know, what did that prove? He's got to do it this week against, as you said, Clemson. Not only are they one of the best teams in the country this year, they've been one of the best teams in the country for the last 5 years. You look at what they do, they bring back, you know, 15 people off of last year's team, 8 on defense. Let's see Texas A&M be able to score the way they did last week against this Clemson defense, a defense that only gave up 14 points a game last year. I know a lot of people are going to make the point, well, Jimbo Fisher in the ACC when he faced Clemson was 4-4. Well, a lot of that 4-4 was at the beginning of those last 8 games when Florida State had better teams. Now he's taken a team, Texas A&M, that they brought back most of last year's team, but on defense, this team gave up over 30 points a game last year.
I feel like we've seen it so far this year, maybe just overreaction on my part week 1, but Willie Taggart, new head coach of Florida State, Chip Kelly back at UCLA, where these coaches, it takes time. You don't have your own recruits. It takes time to start to teach your kids your system. Am I wrong in that?
No, not at all. And I think some people may look at that Florida State game the other day and say, Jimbo Fisher must be a hell of a coach because this team didn't look anywhere near what it looked like in the past. But as you pointed out, when you're putting in a new system, it's going to take time. And when you're playing a good team, also is going to really show up for you. This Clemson team, this defense is terrific. It's probably, at least in my regard, the best defense in college football. And if you've looked at their offense, the offense coming in, the weak spot would have been the quarterback because they just didn't know if he was, you know, obviously when you've got players that go to #1 in the NFL and first-round draft choice as a quarterback, you're not going to have a little bit of drop-off. But they got this guy, he's a 5-star recruit, played a little bit in last week's game. He's got a gun. He's going to end up taking over by this team starting quarterback, you know, within the next 3 or 4 games. If he plays as well as he did that first week, Clemson's the best team in college football. And they'll be putting points on the board in no time. And you mentioned that the key was the Texas A&M defense. Texas A&M didn't stop anybody last year. Go back and look at the opening game against UCLA. They couldn't stop anybody. They didn't get much better as the season went on. Clemson's the better team. The line is, you think it's a little short, is that correct?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I was, anytime I look at the week's list of games and something sticks out to me like that, and I'm like, oh, wow. I would have made this probably 14.5, so to see a 12.5, looking at it, it was just a little fishy to me. And obviously, I'm always trying to make a case for the dogs, but I don't think I can make a case for Texas A&M here.
Yeah, I think the line should be probably 14 and probably close that way. But they've got so many people that want to bet on Texas A&M, the big home dog, and with the whole new coach, I think they're just saving themselves a little bit, knowing they're going to get that kind of money.
They're not facing Northwestern State this week. It's going to be a long Saturday for the Texas A&M defense.
All right, good stuff from Brian and Marco. Make sure you guys check out all of our other videos up on YouTube. Click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of the good stuff.